Welcome back. In previous video we did Leetcode problem 62 unique paths, and I gave top-down solution, and in this video I'll try to do bottom-up, but in this example it's kind of pretty not hard, let's say. So since we can go only down and to the right, we can imagine, so since we need to go from the let's say last cell, we need to check how many ways we can come to this one from, let's say, here. And so we can, there's only one way from here to go to the finish, and same is for all these. So we could do rows similar ways here and so on. So we can choose which direction we want to go through. We can store a row and calculate ways from this position on by so summing going from here down, and if we can go to the right. So an example, if so there's only ones, these are all ones. I hope it makes sense. Maybe it's not pretty straightforward, but you'll see it in the code. So let's agree upon that this is all, there is only one way to come from this, all these cells. So when I try from here, there is only one way also. But if I try from here, number of ways from this cell to the finished cell is number of ways from this one and number of ways from this one. So these two sums, because those are two directions we can go from this cell. And that's how we can calculate again this and this and this and this and so on. And lastly, the last row. So by knowing this, how do we start? So for sure we can remove everything here, and we know we will need to have two loops. So for how do we want to start? So let's make so last row, we know it's all ones times, so we have m here, so times n. And now we are building new row. And now we need to do so in range m -1 now for ni in range, well, we need all elements here, n. New row so new row. Well, we always know that for all the new rows, the first one is 1. So if but it range n -1 -1 -1, so we go from right to the left. So new row, each time we put new row is equal to 0 times, let's do also n. So we know the last one is n. Well, actually I can do -2, and I know it's 1, because we will delete these ones. So new row of ni is equal +1 plus last row of, so we need this one and the same one, so ni. And when we go through all of them, our solution, so here when we are done with this for loop, our new last row is equal I for I in new row. So something like this should be solution. Okay, seems to be good, and it's working. And as you can see, it looks much faster. So what did we get here? So in time complexity, again, we will pass through all m times n states. So worst case big O, complexity, time complexity is m times n. And space complexity is here improved, it's n. Let's just confirm that. Yep, m times n, and this should be n. Yep. So as you can see, if we do bottom-up approach, we usually save some space. So yeah. And the code is so no recursion, and we just have a for loops. Okay, I hope this was clear. If you have any questions, leave them in comments. I appreciate you for following this one, and see you in the next one.